It's...
It's time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday. God, I'm so glad it's the end of the week. Oh wait, I'm an artist, so I work 7 days a week. I want to welcome my panel today, which includes my fellow co-host, none other than Keith Moncrief over here. Thank
you very much.
He's not on camera for some reason. And my other co-host, I got to put him up here, is Fat Steven Seagal. And then, of course, our good... Oh, that was Martin. Martin had to drop out because he's...
He's nice, still right underneath me.
Oh, then who the fuck dropped out? Dork Knight. That motherfucker.
Oh, is he going to be here?
Yeah, are you not in the mood? Are you not in the mood?
I'm in the mood for his bullshit today.
He does so good on the show. Ever since he stopped being high during the show, man.
That's good.
It's good.
He switched to drinking. It was a whole other problem.
There's Shinatsky. Hey, Shinatsky. Got an eye on you, Shinatsky.
I smelled fish.
Zachariah is here.
Gary.
Gus Wolfen, our good friend John. John is here. I'm doxing John, a.k.a. Dus Wolfen John.
Dale Das Wolfen.
Zachariah is here. What is that, 315? It's slow. Something's going on today. I'm serious. It's like I'm not sure what's going on, but that's
There's
weird.
something good.
There's
going on
almost
with Anaheim.
always people already here.
Well, Gary,
Watch, we're going to get a flood. You watch, we're going to get a flood.
Gary, it's Star Wars Celebration, and it is the final day for the Depp and her trial.
Oh, that's right. Closing arguments.
You mean closing?
Oh, we got to go. Show's over. We're going to get. No, I'm just kidding. I am curious what's going to fucking happen, man. I shit you not, man.
I'm just afraid to talk because I'm going to get up in the back room again.
No, you're not afraid.
I know
the
what's
day
gonna
that you're
happen.
afraid to talk is the day that I grow an additional inch on my dick.
Well, you know that will never happen.
No,
Gary.
it's
You've been
never
asking
gonna
that from
happen.
Santa for
It's
God
my
knows
point.
how long.
Yeah, shut up.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. Johnny
Is
Depp
nobody-
and Johnny Depp's legal team will be arrested for murder because they killed
They
the
killed it, dude.
opposition.
I think one of my favorite fucking moments was when fucking his attorney, I forgot his name, grabbed some of his candy and ate it right on camera, and Johnny Depp pretends to like get upset with him, like, eat my candy.
Is this how that guy did that? Like this with that bottle? That
Can
one
we
guy.
put Obi
Oh,
Wan on
that
trial?
weird dude, that doctor. What the fuck? And he's like,
I have a serious question. Right now. Can we? How much do you think it would cost for Amber Turd to shit on Obi-Wan?
"Shut up, Dus Wolfen." Look, man, when they started talking about Amber Turd in the fucking courtroom, I lost my shit. I went into hysterical fucking laughter and had trouble breathing because I'm like, no fucking way. They just said that not once, not twice, but multiple fucking times. Turd, Amber Turd.
My
And her
personal
reaction
favorite
to it was
moment.
funny. She's like, turned.
What poops downstairs and goes in pairs? It's Amber.
Hold on, what did you say? Technical difficulties.
My
I'll be
personal
on
favorite moment
Okay.
was when that umbrella guy is referred to
Umbrella Man.
as
Oh,
the
yes.
Umbrella Man.
That's the,
Do you know the Umbrella
Man?
Man?
It's
It's
like,
spooky. The
I
Umbrella Man.
loved how Tug was like, they're talking about me. Oh my God. You know, the thing is, though, she was destroyed in public opinion before she hit that courtroom.
Of course,
And now
that's
that
what
it's gone really badly for her in the courtroom, it's even worse for her. Because look, I every once in a while I go down that rabbit hole of looking at the TikTok videos on fucking Facebook. And it really bugs me. I'll look down and go, God damn it, an hour? I just lost an hour? What the fuck? And a majority of the fucking videos are people fucking around, like the one with Jason Momoa. You guys see that one where they brought a monitor in supposedly for him to appear in court?
No.
And he shows the fake poop turd and making fun of Amber Heard. and the turd. Anybody? Nobody saw that. She's
No, I
all
didn't.
over the web yesterday.
I
I
should have
just think
seen
it's
it.
hilarious. They're tearing her down, and I got to tell you, she earned every bit of it.
Yep.
She earned all of this ire,
Big time.
all of this mocking. You fucking do this. You take advantage of a real, thing. You're supposed to be honest. You're supposed to show integrity talking about
Celebrities?
when people do things to you. Okay? She made the whole thing up. It's like, oh my God, the whole thing with the bruising on the right side of her face. Just like, the bruising should be on the other side. Wrong side of the face. Did you forget
Yeah.
what handed he is? Just
You know
unbelievable.
what, man?
Who said it was his hand? It could have been. Never mind. Not going there. No, I'm going.
I
Yeah.
liked and I asked for yesterday, when she admitted to having written it for him, because I think that's all the case, right? She denied that it was about him or something like that. So then I was asking for that on Twitter because it sounded, funny to me that she was all like, no, it's not about that. And then in the end, she just said, yeah, I wrote it because of him.
Let's just say the whole pretense of believe all women or believe all men is no longer existent after this, to the point where people are now going to question more than just believe.
Trust but
allegations.
verify.
Yeah.
Trust but verify. There's Dork. He's back. I want to
Well,
say
I
hi
think we
to Parrothead is here, and our good friend Zax is here.
Hello, Zax.
Hey, your chat blew up.
I think
Hey,
we
Gary,
should
where are my
believe Kate
subtitles?
Moss. However, she never got pushed down the stairs.
No, she was too thin. She slid down the crack of the floor.
Yeah, when she came on, and man, her eyes look so far apart to me. It's just, I'm like, women, I love beautiful women, but I swear to God, her eyes are like she's wall-eyed. It just, and people are like, she's so beautiful. I'm like, if you like wall-eyed fish, sure. But that's me.
Seeing that she's like a Men in Black character.
Yeah, she's one of those aliens that's just not quite right.
Is she or isn't
Something about
she?
that girl's face. What's her name? Moss. What's that model's name? What's her name?
Kate Moss.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Kate Moss.
Kate Moss.
She's got some funny eyes, man. Let's see. We got Dust Wolf. You mean the makeup she applied? Yeah, that's what I'm referring to, buddy. So, anyway, so let's get down to it, man. The brass tacks. What do we want to talk about first here? Are we going to talk about Star Trek? Because we're going to save Netflix's Stranger Things for tomorrow. But
Well, let me just first of all say today is the 74th anniversary of Superman's first appearance in live-action film. So it's Kirk Allen being the first actor to ever play Superman. He would do it in 2 films before George Reeves, and then Christopher Reeve.
it was sad that he didn't want to come back to do it for the TV series.
Actually, they didn't want to hire him for that. They wanted they wanted George. But the cool thing about the Adventures of Superman television series was the fact that at least 3 to 4 people that worked for DC Comics quit their jobs in order to go to Hollywood to work on that series. So it seems like DC also pioneered having comic book people working on television shows or working with their stuff in Hollywood.
Yeah, I know that. What's her name? Who was the first Superman? She was with Kirk Allen when he played.
Noel Neill.
Yeah, Noel Neill was the first Lois Lane.
Yes.
And she wanted to go on and get a different career in film and stuff. And oddly, sadly, her career never took off. And then the other lady took over. But it was nice in Superman, the movie, that the train scene where the parents are sitting there with their child or granddaughter, whatever it was.
That was their child.
It was their child. She was young Lois, and of course, it was Noel Neill and
Kirk Allen.
Kirk Allen, the original Superman and Lois.
Yeah, and then she would come back to actually make one more appearance, and that would be in the movie Superman Returns for Bryan Singer.
She was in that? I know Jimmy Olsen was.
Yeah, she's the widow who Lex Stoops takes her money. That's Noel Neill.
Oh,
No
the
shit,
dogs.
I didn't recognize her.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the dogs eat each other?
there you go.
So, yay.
Yay. And then,
Now let's...
it's Christopher Lee's birthday.
Oh, the one Bond villain who was an actual killer.
100 years.
And we also have to pay respects to the loss of Ray Liotta as well in his sleep.
Yeah, I talked about that this morning. God, I love that guy. And I was talking about, some of the films that I always liked him in. And there was this nice film from 1986, I think, called Wild Things. What was that movie called?
Wild Hogs.
Shit. Let me look it up real quick. It was 1986. Oh, they don't even have it listed. I got to go to IMDb. Google, you suck. Got to go to fucking IMDb because they fucking forgot a film. Something Wild with Melanie Griffith.
Yep,
and
good movie.
Jeff Daniels. And Jeff Daniels plays Vincent Price.
111th birthday today.
From St. Louis, Missouri.
Awesome.
And, but Jeff Daniels plays your every guy, falls in love with this crazy wild chick played by Melanie Griffith. She was hot in that movie. and then her intended ex-boyfriend, but still boyfriend because he's refusing to accept that they broke up, Ray Liotta, who's just fucking dangerous and scary as shit. What a fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
Worst movie that Ray Liotta was in was the King's Dungeon. What was that movie called? Hugh Bowl made the movie. It's one of the Dungeon and Dragon movies that he made.
Dungeon Siege.
Was it Dungeon Siege?
Game. I saw it. One of the choice.
I apologize if you
Liotta.
hear that. By the way, they're doing repairs to the floor today, so if you can hear any sanding, it's the power sanding. That's what that is. Can you hear that? If you do, I'll mute my mic for a minute.
You're good.
Hear what?
All right, good. But yeah, he did that movie. Here it is. In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale.
Oh.
Yes, he was in that back in 2007. Worst film ever.
It's the best Uwe Boll film, but it's the worst film that Ray Liotta was ever in. So
yeah. Oh no, Uwe made quite a few bad films, and I always thought it was funny that he was going to box his way out of being called a bad director, and I'm like, dude, you can beat that guy that criticized you in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you're a good director.
I wonder if we're watching that here soon for our thing because Kadish is making us do a Uwe Boll week, and I'm not really happy about it.
Oh, good Lord, dude. I'll be praying for you, brother.
Yeah.
I love you, Matt. You are my friend. I do not want to lose you. Please do not die watching that.
But, the Ray Liotta thing was really sad to me. We actually just watched No Escape or Escape from Absalom for our show last week. I love that movie. I love that
Here's
movie.
another one.
It's such a good film.
Was Smoking Aces. He was really good in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Ryan
fantastic in that.
Him. Oh my God, what a great film! Great cast.
Great
Hey,
cast.
Matt, there's an easy solution. Just get a cardboard cutout of yourself sitting down and put it in front of the webcam right after you go, hey, everyone, and just leave it there and then just go off screen.
Okay,
Good
just
idea.
a question real quick for Smoking Aces. For those who use that.
Almost all of it, but if I had to pick a scene, that would be the scene with oh man, what is her name?
I'm waiting for it.
The Elevator Massacre, man.
That was good.
yeah.
That was good, but it's not my favorite scene. I have one single favorite scene, and that is Ben Affleck dead on the ground, and Chris Pine, who would soon play Captain Kirk, fucking he's country boy, talks like this, and he grabs his mouth and starts working it like a puppet, and he goes, "Oh man, you killed me. Well, that's okay. I forgive you for killing me."
Well, he wasn't just a country boy. He was a Nazi, is what he was. He was a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, they were neo-Nazis, him and his brothers. And one of them is great fucking actor. What is that dude's name?
Kevin Durant?
Yes, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I love
he
that
was
guy.
great. Oh,
Yeah.
I fucking love those.
That
guys.
entire cast
He's
was
the one who gets
fan-
the electric saw to the
yeah.
and that falls on
the ending,
the
though.
rotating blade.
Oh my God, that entire cast was excellent, and oh yeah,
And it has a nice twist to it. I like the plot twist in it. It was
Yes.
like even though I should have expected it, I was so caught up in what was going on in the film, I wasn't paying attention to when it happened. I was like, oh shit! I love that movie. The second one, not so good. The sequel, not very good. First one
had a sequel.
Yes.
Yes,
It had a sequel that was actually kind of a prequel, but it,
straight to video.
Yeah. Smoking Aces, though, fantastic debut for what's her name, the singer,
Ali, yeah. No, Alicia Keys.
Yeah, Alicia Keys. Oh my God. Oh, jeez.
She is hot.
Oh God.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie. I'm looking at the cast and I'm like losing my mind.
Is it
If
getting
you've never
warm in
seen
here?
You've got to find a copy. Go to that website I showed you for the show. It's on
Vinnie
there.
Jones. Vinnie Jones is in the sequel.
So before we get into talking about the TV shows coming up, I want to show something. And this is where a lot of my criticism comes from. This is a roadmap. And it begins with, on the left there, IP's beginning, like a show or a movie franchise begins.
Or
and then you get a canon moment. You get another canon moment as you go down the road. And then another canon moment, another canon moment, another canon moment. And then you get a new series reboot or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And when you get to that, you have that fucking roadmap. Look at that roadmap with all those canon points. And that's all you got to pay attention to. Don't fuck those up. And Star Trek and Star Wars both just keep fucking with them. Even George Lucas himself fucked with it. When he brought R2-D2 into the prequel trilogy, he caused a problem. And in this new series, it's just all over the place. Just all over the place. And let's dig in. Who has seen Obi Wan Kenobi? I know Steven has.
I watched it.
Matt, you watched it too. We've got so many canonical problems with that fucking show. And I don't want to get into the minutia of it because it'll be spoilers if we do that. So what I'm going to do is just simply point out that a very specific character from the original trilogy, and we already know Luke is there because it's in the trailers, but another character, and it was obvious they were going to go there with this because we heard some of the casting. So we knew we were going to go back to, is it Alderaan that Leah's from, or is it, yeah, it's Alderaan.
It's Alderaan.
It's a peaceful planet. You prefer another target, a military target? Then name the system. You know, and of course I point out that he meets Leah. And I'm like, you can't fucking do that. You broke canon the minute you did that. Because she clearly states that she doesn't know him when she says, you served with my father in the Clone Wars. And referred to him as General Kenobi, not as Obi-Wan. Even though she does say Obi Wan Kenobi earlier, it's General Kenobi in this when she's speaking directly to him. And this creates a real fucking problem. Also, that little kid can't act with a fucking shit. Terrible actor. She was awful. Cute as a button.
Thanks, KK.
What was up with the casting? I'm terrified to see what they do with Luke. Oh my God. But at least they brought some of the actors back. Owen's there. I didn't see Lars, but I saw, Beru, Aunt Beru. But I did. You get a good moment there with Uncle Owen. It's a good scene. You saw it in the trailer, but there's more to it. A little more, not much. Obi-Wan is broken. We already knew that. To be honest with you, I don't really have a problem with that. It's like,
I do.
They got their asses kicked, and worse than that, he knows that his brethren is being hunted down, and he is now hiding on Tatooine in order to watch over this kid. And you have to have a character arc. A character has to start at the beginning of a show and be a different character by the end of it. In other words, he's got to show growth, change. And so by starting out this way, I'm actually okay with it as long as he goes back to where he's supposed to be, which is the character he is when Luke meets him, or hooks up with him and heads off into the stars. But there were still problems I had with Obi-Wan's character. There was actually just this great moment when he watches some dude get shortchanged his money by the people they work for, the labor job they're doing. And instead of just waving his hand and going, pay him what he deserves, he just sort of lets the guy get fucked. And I'm like, man, Obi-Wan's kind of a cunt in this fucking show.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, man.
Oh. All right. First of all, Obi-Wan in this series has been disconnected from the Force. There's two things that bother me about
self-disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if he's disconnected from the Force, how the F did he find his lightsaber in the middle of the goddamn desert? If you need your Force to find out where the kyber crystal is,
that's a good question. I'm like, how the fuck did he know where it was? He didn't have a reader.
He didn't have a GPS or Starlink or anything. What the fuck?
I know.
Oh my god.
Tell us.
They're ripping off.
Oh, what? He marked it in the desert with no landmark?
This is all kind of set up for The Last Jedi, considering how they had a problem with the Obi-Wan script, because Obi-Wan should have been out last year. This entire thing was delayed because they had to rewrite everything and almost reconceive everything. And that was basically because...
Hey, Matt, are you there? Matt.
I think it's busy.
We'll come back to Matt. Viking. Did you see
it? Tell me, mate.
Matt's back. Matt, your thought.
Yeah. I had to get my buttons. People are hassling me. Obi-Wan, I feel like I didn't really have a huge problem with Obi-Wan and his... He was just rusty. In my head, he's just rusty. Hasn't been using his stuff very much. Disconnected a little bit. It's like, Force.
Well, the fact is, and I want to add this.
He needed to go take some liquid IV to get his stuff going a little bit, and
he's not using the Force.
It's out of practice.
Right? That's fine. And I don't think that he's disconnected. I think he's just turned it off. Right. Because he knows that they can track him, because there's no such thing as metachlorians. Force wielders use the Force to find each other, right?
Yeah.
Right, Matt? So continue your thought. I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to add that in.
That was my thought. He's just out of practice. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. He's just out in the middle of the desert, not talking to Qui-Gon Jinn.
I'm so disappointed. I expected more from you on this show.
He's being he's being a weirdo out there with his microphones, spying on people, and if you don't use it,
he's a creepy old dude.
He's a creepy old dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm watching your nephew. He's cute.
The thing about it is, he should have been spending time, basically talking to Qui-Gon. I mean, if you're going to be spending all that time in the desert,
he's not. They show that in the show that he's not able to get him.
Yeah, but because KK wanted him to start out the same way they had Luke in The Last Jedi, to be able to double down on what she's already put forth about some of these legacy male characters. Because
I got that movie out of my mind so much that I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Are you saying that,
may I?
Well, yeah. Can I?
Maybe.
Yes, I'm calling
you. Go Viking.
All right. So I haven't watched it, mate, but I have no interest in it, and I'm going to tell you why I think that we should not really be paying attention to shows like this one. And it is basically because it seems to me like a company like Disney is trying to push for antagonizing the fandom. And I'm saying this because of what we have seen prior to the release of this series, with how the media are trying to spin it like, oh no, the racist fans are not going to like this one, and how it was reported that Disney themselves talked to Reva, this girl Moses, I don't know her surname, and they told her, be careful because there's going to be some racist backlash, And I just think that it's
Mace Windu, one of the most popular characters of the prequel trilogy, Lando Calrissian. And there's a race problem in the fandom.
Hey, ever since a certain person on a certain Star Trek series tried to get away with saying that they were the first black captain, anything's possible. So, I mean,
you can be the first if you forget everything else.
No, wait. What person?
Sonequa Martin Green, in an interview, tried to get away with saying that she was the first black captain. And it's like, really? You didn't watch?
Never heard of Deep Space Nine.
Okay. God, yeah, that would require work on her part.
Wait, wasn't there black captains also in Wrath of Khan? Wasn't there black
black captain? That's right.
To say that.
Well, Captain April is black now, so there's that.
I was like, what is up with that? They race swapped Captain April.
Yeah, they had to do that.
Gene Roddenberry is the photo when you go to the concordance, the Star Trek concordance.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gene Roddenberry's photo for Captain April. But Shanatsky, your thoughts?
This thing is a ripoff of Jedi Fallen Order. When you mentioned the Force cutoff, the mentor character in that game, who's played by the woman who was from Mad TV, one of the comedians from Mad TV.
Yeah.
She's in a bunch of games. But her whole plot thing is that she cut herself off from the Force because she failed her apprentice. This is what they did with Star Trek too, where a lot of elements that from stuff I saw in Discovery ripped off Mass Effect with the whole machines coming to like destroy organic. Like this feels more and more like a ripoff of Jedi Fallen Order. Even the fact that they had Fallen
Order, so I have no point of reference.
He makes a good point. Even the droids are kind of ripped off. Like Leia's Ladybug is pretty much the dude's droid without legs.
Yeah, it was nice seeing some of the cast members from the prequel trilogy back. But the fact is the show just has so many problems. They have a Force problem. They have a villain problem. The villain, if we are to believe, and I do believe what Drunk 3PO reported from Reddit, that she is going to be the bait and switch hero of the series. Again, I point out, villains like this have only one way to redeem themselves, and they have to fucking die. They have to die. The little clone from the Jurassic World, that bitch, if she does not fucking die in this new film,
she's got to die. She has to die. That's the only way to conclude that story.
She's killed people,
and she doesn't. She's a sociopath. By technical definition, that young girl is a sociopath.
Because she identifies with animals and not people.
And she shows no emotion by the end of the movie for having done what she's done.
Yeah, it's like, personally, the way that should have ended is Chris, what's his name, Pratt?
Should have just taken out a gun and went, bam!
Yeah, definitely. Totally Indiana Jones and Swordman and just fucking shot her right there.
Well, that or just tell her to look at the flowers. Look at the flowers.
I'm with that. That's Wolfing in this.
She needs to be eaten by Blue. I want to go to the chat. I haven't said hi to everybody. I think the last person I said hi to was Parrot Head. So, and Zax, Das Wolf, and let's see who else is here. Of course, the lovely Sherry is here. Hi, Sherry. It's always awesome seeing you. Media Live. We had our first conversation this morning on the morning show. Zachra315 is here. Let's see. Anybody else? No, that's it. PGO is here. Dork's mom, or as we should say, Mama Dork.
The lovely PJO.
Can
So, Shanatsky, you spoke. Next one is Dork Night. Let's go. Did you watch it?
I did, and I thought episode 1 was very boring. I was very let down by episode 1. Episode 2, while it wasn't as boring, I don't know if I like it or not yet. I mean, I don't think I like it. You know what I mean? It's just weird for me because I want to like it, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I did like the Darth Vader reveal at the end with Anakin in the tank. That was kind of cool.
He sensed him.
Oh. Yeah. But so I guess they're like showing that he's he is reconnecting to the Force. But
this is
I don't
the
know.
one thing that I don't have a problem with is Darth Vader being in this. I really don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I have a problem with Leia because it's kind of vague when Vader sees Obi-Wan in Star Wars and says the last time, oh, I forget the line now.
The last time we met, you were but the master.
You were the master. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil, Darth. And technically, he says, I was but a learner. That was it. And the fact is, he still is because the Emperor is the master. He is the, what do you call it? Assistant, whatever they call them, with
intern.
Yeah, intern. He's a Sith intern. And so it's so funny that you can come up with smart ass answers, but not actual answers. Thanks, Steve.
Hey, white guy.
Shut up.
I'm gonna disconnect myself from Jerry's insults right now.
Jerry's insults. Hairy balls. Balls. It just doesn't have the No, and I brought that up on our morning show today. I said, remember back when we were kids and we'd hear a Star Wars was coming out? And how we'd lose our fucking minds. First thing we'd start looking for is toys. I mean, we get all excited. It's like, oh my God, got to get posters, put on my wall. You don't get that anymore. They don't. Kathleen Kennedy has soured the fucking milk. Yeah, Matt.
What I did like at the very beginning, they went through like that 5-minute recap of the prequel trilogy, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
You didn't hit
skip
that either. I didn't either.
No, I didn't hit skip at all. And then they immediately went to I don't know. This is maybe a little spoilery, but whatever.
We've already gone there.
Yeah, they immediately go to another flashback scene of the Jedi purge at the temple.
Yeah,
and when they did that, right? My gut started going, holy shit! Are we going there? Are we going to see Anakin waste some younglings? Are we going to get some really cool kind of stuff? And for a brief fleeting moment, I went, wow, this might be really fucking good. And then they fell off a cliff.
What they did.
Yeah, you never see those kids again.
Son of a bitch, because that was really cool. I got that same kind of feeling then that I got when they were showing those really awesome cinematics for the Old Republic MMO game. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those cinematics.
Mini films.
Those were amazing. Those are Star Wars. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see those cinematics explored out into a TV show.
All right.
Yeah, we're never going to get that.
There's one thing.
I got that feeling. I got that feeling with the start of this, and then it just slowly, just kind of went down the hill. You know?
Yeah, it's like
it was very disappointing.
The whole working a labor job. It started thinking like this is like a story about a soldier who goes back to work in America after experiencing the most awesome, horrifying warfare to become a riveter. And it's like, and that's how it felt like that's what we're trying to say. And it's like, no, he has a mission. And it's like, I don't think they were very clear. And I do think the first episode was boring because of that. They focused on things that we didn't need to focus on. And episode 2 gets into it, and then they rush into it. It's like, I don't know. It's like, let's take our time here, take our time at the beginning, and rush.
Well, that's probably, that episode 2 was probably part of the original scripts that had been written before they went back to, do some.
Well, I don't. How do they reconcile the fact that Leia doesn't know Obi-Wan when she's a 10-year-old girl running around with him? He saved her life.
That's logic, dude. You're using logic with people that are not logical.
There's also something with the Jedi Temple that some people might have missed. The reason why they went back to the whole Revenge of the Sith, the Order 66, is so they could introduce Reva as a survivor.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
So we're going to see the fate train.
Was she one of those kids? You think then she was one of those kids?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No?
I think so.
Oh, the Reva.
Yes,
yeah. I didn't see her in the group. Maybe I missed it. I'll go back.
I got the impression that group of kids, those 11, 12, probably year old kids, probably were supposed to like be implied that they went on to become Inquisitors. They got twisted up and became Inquisitors.
Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah,
sort of. Yeah, you're really quiet though.
I'm not trying to be quiet. I'm trying not to like overtalk things. Hold on. All right, here I'm gonna bring the mic closer. Reva was in that scene when that female Jedi that got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she was protecting Reva. That was the black girl in that scene. So this is a hate train of blaming Obi-Wan probably, and that's why she has such a hate boner for Obi-Wan. Now put those all together, and you're going to start to see the whole thing of why they're so focusing on her Jedi Sith skills, and Obi-Wan can't even. He's sticking meat in his chest.
Hey, guess what? Guess where I've seen that before? Jedi Fallen Order.
The thing. What we're seeing here is they're proud of their characters, their new characters, right? And we're seeing the same thing with Reva. And if everything turns out with Reva and she does survive, we're looking at a new Mandalorian series with Reva. The same way people who watched the Mandalorian trailer that came from season 3 for Celebration, saying, "Well, your father is not the only Mandalorian." Hello, welcome to Sheetalorian. They're pushing an MCU, in my opinion, mentality on all their properties. They start with a strong male.
Well,
and
once again,
females.
I'm going to point this out. This is Alonzo. People are wondering where this is coming from, and it absolutely is, because when Bob Iger bought those properties, he bought it to bring the boys back, because Disney had done research, and they were losing boys at age 12 on average.
I wonder why.
As members of their audience, they wanted to find a way to draw those kids back in so they can make more money. So they fucked John Carter, took money that was supposed to be for the marketing of that, and put it in with the purchase of Star Wars. And of course, sexing up George to buy it. Now, once they bought it, and they've got Marvel, and Marvel started off strong, man. Strong. And then Star Wars, they had Star Wars, and Star Wars was the beginning of the fucking end. Because George Lucas, one more of his many fuck-ups. And I love George. I admire that man. He fucked up and trusted the wrong person.
Yep.
But Gary,
I have a point there for what Fat Steven said. Could I intervene?
Hold on just 1 second, because we need to go. We need to do parliamentary. I want to make sure everybody gets their say.
I'm almost
Keith,
done.
Keep it short. Keep it short, Keith. You got something to add to that?
Oh, no. I'm
right,
waiting. I mean,
you're
waiting
going
to
to
hear
give your minute to Fat Steven? Go for it, Steve.
I was still in my sense, but Gary makes great points. The problem is with them is that they have a way of keeping 10-year-olds. How many people were 10 and remember Slave Leia and seeing a lot more skin than they've ever seen in their life in a fantasy sci-fi movie? And you're wondering why that's not there anymore.
Best fan porn. Mm-hmm.
Well, there it is. If you have an attractive princess, a sexy princess that's also badass, like Leia or Red Sonja, or even Conan's phone alarm with the chick,
Ryan Slave Girls.
Exactly. You have that mentality. You want to show strong men. That's the thing. I don't want. I think they're also killing the pretense of this whole having these sexualized women in the franchises, so it doesn't promote heterosexuality.
You are right. I'm looking at it right now. There she is. That's clearly Reva.
Mm-hmm. It is Reva. So we're going to see a hate
these
bonus
are all the they're going to be members.
And she has that special ability that the mind reading ability now.
Oh, that's called the Vulcan mind meld.
Yeah,
over a great distance.
She's supposed to be able to do the thing where reading. It's the same way that they're able to push thoughts. They can actually perceive thought. I think it's goofy. One thing I won't call her is she is not a Mary Sue, because her character comes in fully formed. Her character is not the protagonist. The protagonist in a story is the person that you see go through the greatest arc.
But I don't even like her. No, does anyone like her? Her whole attitude is ugly.
No, she's evil.
She is ugly.
She's a horrible person. I mean, you got that right, Matt. That she's a horrible human being, and there's only one future for her: death.
Yeah, Darth Burnham is a terrible, terrible person. So.
Oh my god! Matt makes a great point, because they keep talking about how much she cares about her goddamn hair. When did Star Wars matter about your hair? Discovery, hair.
And
hair, crying.
And she keeps putting, the Grand Inquisitor in his place, just like, some other
Yeah,
person.
that's gonna
Like, listen, man in charge, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. I'm going to do what the fuck I want. So piss off.
She's a wild card.
Doesn't Rebels take place after this?
I don't know.
Rebels. I think it's
after
around the same.
After 5 years after.
It's
I think it's 5 years after.
Okay.
So the Grand Inquisitor
It's still
isn't
within
dead
that same
then, 'cause
window because
he's in
the Inquisitors were in that.
That's where the Rebels.
I'm sorry, Stephen. What?
That's where the Rebels canon messes up. The other thing is, does anyone else notice that they stereotype the dude with the hat, the Chinese guy, into Space Raiden? And all I want waiting for was go, oh, blah, 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 you just go across the screen to Star Wars.
Favreau isn't really involved with this. This is all pre-Favreau getting involved because the whole idea of having an Obi-Wan miniseries was all KK. And Favreau was involved with The Mandalorian.
Trying to redeem herself by finally hiring females to direct. Deborah Chow.
Yeah.
And I think Deborah Chow's a good director, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But finally, Kathleen Kennedy hired women to direct. It's the first time. She's never done that before.
Ever.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Are you telling me
that's Favreau.
Yeah, but this is the look. You still have not had a woman actually direct any of the major motion pictures that they have put out. None of the trilogy that she was overseeing was actually directed by a woman. They were all directed by men.
Keith, are you telling me that Kathleen Kennedy hired more female directors than Scarlett Johansson? Or was it Natalie Portman? Oh my God.
Natalie Portman.
Christopher, I want to point out that what we're talking about with that character, I'll put it back up there. I can't really criticize a baddie, be horrible. Really, in the end, our main criticism is the fact that we heard the rumor that came out of Lucasfilm that was posted on Reddit and first, I think, published by Drunk 3PO.
Yeah,
where it said that her character is actually the hero of the story. The bait and switch is that Obi-Wan's going to be away doing shit, and she's going to be the one that goes in and does this specific thing and then doesn't do it and then goes to Vader and reports to him. He knows she's lying and kills her.
And I want to point something out about that, if you don't mind, lads. But this is a pattern that we are having with not only Star Wars characters, but all of the Disney characters, all of the Marvel, the Star Wars, all that. We have Wanda trying to redeem herself at the end after doing despicable stuff before to people.
Yeah, I brought that up this morning, just like that, exactly.
It's exactly the same fucking thing.
Yep.
And it's just a complete misunderstanding of what a villain is, of what a hero is, and what a woman is.
Disney, they don't understand villains anymore. Villains are, especially if they're women, are redeemable. Only when they're men are they not redeemable. Like the king in the what was that Cinderella reboot with what's her name with the horns.
Maleficent or something.
Maleficent is a misunderstood villain. She's actually a good person. The king, who was a hero in the original story, a broken hero, is the villain, but can't be redeemed. She can be redeemed. He can't be.
So long as she's a woman, she can be redeemed. And
my only thing with that is the fact that that's her story from her point of view. So in her mind, telling that story, she is definitely the hero. But
the unreliable narrator. Yeah,
kind of like the movie Joker. You know, you go through the movie feeling sorry for him until you get to the very end and you find out that a lot of what we were seeing isn't really true. So, unreliable narrator, that's fine. But for a lot of these regular things, a lot of the things that we're seeing with both this and what they did with the final 3 Skywalker films, and of course everything with Michael Burnham and Discovery and all that, that's what's messed up. Yeah, those characters are just...
I do want to go back to this because this is important here. Christopher posted, that boy was our last hope. No, there is another. Absolutely showing again where George Lucas himself created issues with Canon.
Yeah, you guys want to get like all your panties in a bunch over Strange New Worlds messing up canon. This Obi-Wan series, to me, just in 2 episodes, is already
but there's a major canon issue which I posted, on my page, explaining Federation and Starfleet. They are not the same thing. Starfleet is the military branch serving the Federation.
I didn't mean to derail us. I'm sorry.
No, this is part of the conversation. This is part of this thing that I keep talking about. There's a fucking roadmap with canon moments, canonical moments within an intellectual property. And it's so fucking easy to go back and follow those because they keep you from fucking getting off the road and into the mud. And that's the problem with current Star Trek is that it's like they don't care. They don't want to go back. They don't want to look at this shit. Canon doesn't matter. Yeah, Keith.
The real original problem, that I think Kurtzman's taken advantage of is that Rick Berman did screw up with Enterprise. When they started going back with Enterprise and undoing or contradicting many of the things that had come before in both Next Generation, DS9, and even Voyager, with some of the things they did with Enterprise. And then he tried to come back and say, well, it's not working because fans are tired of it. That's it. They're tired of it. There's just been too much Star Trek. Star Trek fatigue. That's what it is. Yeah,
no,
right.
It's not. Stop going back into the past. Why haven't we gotten some Star Trek after Voyager?
They can't write a future. Look at Picard, Dork Knight. They literally write everything dystopian. They have no. They're literally
I appreciate what you're saying, Daniel, because basically, this is something Keith and I have talked about ad nauseum as well. It's like, just continue Star Trek. Keep going. Which
is what Robert Meyer Burnett said.
Yeah. And instead, they keep going to the past to rewrite it.
Yeah, Discovery should have been taking place after the events of Star Trek Nemesis. And considering the technical advancements of that ship compared to everything else, even with where they left off after Nemesis, that is a very advanced ship. They could have easily have just said, 10 years after the events of Nemesis, here's the Starship Discovery, her crew, and go. And they couldn't do that. Their egos wouldn't let them do that. So.
Well, exactly. And so what I wrote earlier is Star Trek Strange New Worlds problem, one of the main things, is the ignoring canon. Starfleet, and I wrote this down, I'm reading it. Starfleet nor the Federation dealt with the Gorn until Stardate 3045.6. That is when the Enterprise, under the command of Captain Kirk, went to Cestus 3 colony and found it under attack by an unknown species. They didn't know who it was. The Federation, they have no idea who is this alien. Only when a third alien party intervenes and holds them both to task do we learn the name of that species. And it's called the Gorn. So you're talking
they already screwed that up with Enterprise. They introduced the Gorn in Enterprise. And the one thing I did like with this,
they did a lot of stupid shit on Enterprise.
Yeah,
they had a scene with it made no sense.
As I said, the moment that Rick Berman decided that it was possible to just go back and change whatever because reasons, he opened up the door to stuff like this. The thing about Kurtzman is he's just strolling on through, mainly because he doesn't care. He said himself that he was never a Star Trek fan. He's only a fan of the stuff that he writes. And because he makes money. All these changes, though, are also going to give him the ability to make more money off of all this stuff. Because now it's so different that they can just cut out the people who originally created a lot of this stuff. You don't have to pay them now because it's completely different than what they originally wrote. Meanwhile, you can continue to lie to the fans, cause confusion, and say, yes, this is canon. That's what they're doing.
That's the contradiction of all this, because in essence, they're relying on the past, everything that was made before them, to prop up their doing, while at the same time cutting its throat. It's like, it's like standing on top of a person, and then you just start stabbing them with
Yeah.
a knife.
Why are you
And
stabbing
like,
yourself?
Why am I going down?
Why are you
am I
stabbing
going down?
yourself? Why are you yeah?
Why are you stabbing yourself? But with this said, I want to get into the episode a little bit because I really enjoyed this episode in certain aspects, especially when it dealt with Pike. Yes, Normie was like, but what about this and the whole she thing? And it's like, 1 second. I'm sorry, Matt. I'll call on you right after I say this.
Okay.
And I tell people, look, we're limited to so many words when we post on Twitter. And I can't keep saying the same thing over and over again. Just know I have a problem with the fact that the ratio of women to man thing that they're doing on the show is goofy. I don't care. It's fucking goofy.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's in your face in a way that it's like you cannot help but fucking notice that they're throwing women in every scene. And it's like the girl fight was the worst thing because she should have definitely been fighting. To show her prowess and strength, number one, should have fought a man. Not a what's her name? The
Leon.
girl.
Are you assuming their gender, Gary?
You're assuming my gender. Fuck you.
Great, I am.
Also,
I'm sorry, ma'am.
So
they still haven't fixed
but
the
hold
color
on.
issue with the uniforms.
I want to
Oh,
go
I'm
down.
sorry.
Matt had his hands up, so go ahead,
Okay.
Matt.
So, like I gotta get ready to bail out of here because I gotta go to work. But I just wanted to, since we're pivoting to Star Trek, it's probably a good time for me to get out of here. But I just want to like really quickly, just comment one more time on Obi Wan Kenobi, and I want to commend them for giving Darth Burnham some really mad parkour skills.
I love that silly
I thought
shit.
that was just awesome.
Goofy. I mean,
I thought it was awesome.
Even if it was a guy, I would have been laughing my ass off
Yeah.
at the stupidity of that.
I'm like, my brain is trying to picture Darth Vader doing all this flippy floppy bullshit
on Yoda. Yeah,
on
because
his
Yoda
Batman
was doing that parkour
impression.
shit.
Yeah, it was just. But that's all I have, guys. I do have to
Matt,
get.
you
I
take
have,
it
I have
easy,
to
buddy.
get out of
Take
here
it
and go to
easy.
work pretty soon. Danny,
All
I'll
right.
see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Thanks
brother.
for dropping in,
And-
buddy.
Yeah, I wish, and I'll see y'all later. Chat, drop some
Later.
super chats on these guys, and we'll see you guys all later. All right.
All right, brother.
Cheers,
Take
man.
care, man.
Later,
Peace out.
Vader.
All right.
Later, Vader.
All right, so we have a
Super chat.
$9.99 super chat from some guy named Mexican Iron Man. Anybody know him?
He's a good dude.
He's all right.
We
I
love
love
you.
Mexican
Great
Iron
back
Man.
rubs.
Mexican lives don't matter on this channel. The screen proves it. Plus, who's this Shinatsky guy anyway? Pat Stevens. I love you, man. I love you, man. Thanks. For you, I'm going to play Holden getting shot.
Describe in single words only the good things that come into your mind. About your mother?
They both have their
Mother?
guns under the table.
Let me tell you about my mother.
Yeah, in the final couple of frames of that, you can actually see his blaster in his hand because he was actually planning to shoot him under the table, but Leon beat him. He was faster on the draw. Once again, I gave this show a B minus. I think it could have been just a flat B if the Gorn thing hadn't been in there. I think I would have definitely given it a B.
I do like how they didn't show the Gorn at all. I did like that.
Yeah, it's less is more. Less is more. I'm gonna bet that we'll eventually probably see him on the series because her character seems to have a fucking problem with the Gorn. Some sort of weird connection. We saw that with the regression when Spock went into her head with the mind meld. And it's like, look, I'm okay with personal drama, but this is my probably my second biggest beef with the series so far. Stop with so much personal drama.
Everybody's damaged.
Yeah, I'm just getting fucking tired of it.
Psychologically,
it makes it really hard to like a character when we keep learning new things about them that are annoying.
Plus, half the people on this show shouldn't even be on the ship, considering all the psychological drama they got going on. I mean, oh, jeez.
Yeah, everybody is.
That should be an episode. That should be an episode. Like half the cast just get kicked off the series because, like, I'm sorry, we've done a psych eval on all of you. How the fuck do you even function? On
I
this
know,
shit?
man. Jesus Christ! I swear to God. Look, I was in the military, man, and I always liked that in the series, the original series, and in other shows, people only turned to speak when it was necessary. They didn't just turn around to their fucking commanding officer and go, well, but if we do that, you know, it's like, I swear to that fucking weird haircut person, man. I would have fucking kicked her off the deck if I had a person talking like that, turning and talking to me. It's like, man, your fucking helm. Respond to me when I fucking ask. Don't
and
fucking
put on a gold tunic.
Even Worf, who was like gung ho to murder everything, was like, Captain, I suggest we do.
Yeah, because he's talking about from his job as security officer or when he was tactical. Look, man, the bridge. Yeah, look, I'm come from a military background, and Starfleet is the military. Another thing I did enjoy, but I call him on it. I enjoyed this scene when the away team goes down and the way they acted. The problem was they were acting like a military operations team. And your regular Starfleet officers don't do that. Only, and there are Starfleet Marines. And they're insertion forces, and they are on the ships. There are Marine forces on every Starfleet vessel. If you know your shit, read your books, that's in there. And their jobs are to go down into dangerous situations like that one. In classic Star Trek, they got away with it because Gene hadn't figured that shit out yet. But as the writers and the shows progressed, we learned that there are Marines within the Navy. And just like in the real Navy, all security, by the way, if you didn't know this, in the Navy is, well, almost all of it on a ship is done by Marines. But there is security, police security, SPs on every ship. But their job isn't to maintain physical security. That's the Marine Corps' job. Yes, Brandon, my friend, you gave us a $4.99 super chat. Kenobi sucked, 3 out of 10. Got an F. Disney can shove it. Also, love y'all. Well, I love you too, buddy. We'll see you in the morning, I'm hoping.
Question, Gary.
I just think that.
So
I was
would
trying
you
to.
say
Did
that,
somebody say my name? I heard my name.
Yeah, Gary. Real quick question. So, would you then say that Top Gun Maverick is actually the better Star Trek and Star Wars?
It is the best. In fact, my review that I wrote was the best Star Wars film since 1980. And everybody that knows Star Wars knows that's Empire Strikes Back. So it's the best Star Wars film since Empire. And I shit you not, they stole on purpose. It's homage from Star Wars: A New Hope. Absolutely. And I loved it. I squeed at least 4 times. It startled my dog. Scared the shit out of her. She's like, what's going on? Are we being attacked? Because I was like, ah! That was a fun fucking movie, dude.
That's what I keep hearing.
Well, it's in town now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
Opened last night. When CBS hires sitcom and soap writers, ta-da! Yeah. Well, again, Keith and I have spoken ad nauseum that Gene Roddenberry and another great sci-fi writer, producer, showrunner of the time, Rod Serling, only hired the best because he wanted the best sci-fi show. Now, I do like that the new series, Strange New Worlds, is really working hard to try to be good sci-fi. And I'm going to tell you, the astrophysicist that they hired in 2019 is finally earning her keep because their science up to the last Discovery and Picard has been goofy as fuck. And but this show, nailing it. I liked what they did. I liked how they used the envelope of the black hole to confuse the enemy ships. And I'm like, here you go. And then they pretended to be destroyed. I love that too. That was clever. I like that shit.
Again, Pike is smart.
Yeah. The problem is, too often Pike is a conduit character, whereas he's not the one acting as captain. It's the other characters around him that are commanding the scene.
Like in Discovery?
Yeah, like in Discovery. But yes, Mr. Took Drunk again, thank you for your $2 super chat. CBS has its head up its ass, and it's hard to know what you're doing when your head is up your ass. It really is. You can't walk anywhere. You're just tumbling and tripping over everything. And it's gross. Nobody wants to be around you because your head smells like shit.
Why are you stabbing yourself? Why are you stabbing yourself?
Why are you stabbing yourself? So, but again, once again, and I only grade current Trek off of other current Trek.
Yeah.
So therefore, this episode definitely gets a B minus. If they hadn't done the Gorn thing, it would have been a straight across the board B, maybe even a B plus, because it was the best of the season so far, and I fucking love the interactions between Pike and Spock. They got a really good dynamic. The two work well together. They've got that chemistry when they're in scenes together. Yeah, but
you mean all the stuff that was originally for Dr. Boyce is how they're writing Spock? Or at least all the stuff that should have been between Pike and number one, which is how that was originally supposed to go in the original Star Trek. But they've just decided to shove everything towards Spock.
Well, she is the first officer, but there's nothing going on. And I think they're afraid of Pike and her having chemistry. Because if you remember in the Menagerie, as well as the original pilot from which it was shot, The Cage, she had a thing for him. She had a thing for Pike. I mean, it brought it up. The telepathic alien points it out that each one of them the females has a thing for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of women seem to have a thing for Pike.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a dreamy looking dude, man. That fucking hair. Mr. Tickle Truck with the Canadian $5. Activist writers. Yeah, well, this is the problem with everything. Look, I don't care what your personal politics are. I really don't. I get along with liberals, Dems. I don't get along with commies and socialists because I immediately don't like them. I think there's something inherently wrong with them when I meet them and find out what they are. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to away from you. Activist writers, nobody respects hierarchy. Yep. They think that everything is about power and not meritocracy. Yep. So authority doesn't exist as a concept. And this is a problem because Starfleet, again, is a military branch. They hired the astrophysicist couldn't affect scripts back when she was hired. Aren't those scripts coming up now? No. Well, I think that she's definitely got an impact on this new show. My problem with her is, once again, I think she was a checkbox hire. A woman. We need a physicist. Can you find one that's a woman? And they found one who was teaching in a community college. Yeah, community college. That's how far her education got her working until she started working in Hollywood. And this is my problem also with even though I promote Neil deGrasse Tyson because he is a great mouthpiece for physics. He really is. But that guy has never written a fucking essay article that's been published. He echoes other people's work. And it's what he's best at. And it bugs me, but he is a good mouthpiece because he knows what he's talking about when it comes to physics. It's like the minute he starts getting into earth sciences, it's like there are other people that specialize in that. You do not. You deal with space and
There's
focus on
thing
that.
Neil's good at. Neil's good at getting sexual assault allegations.
I heard that stuff, but did anything ever come from that? Because I never heard anything coming of that. I don't think it was proven. I think that it was just people doing the Me Too thing with him. It's too popular. And no matter, it's like, I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, even though I poke fun at him. I still like him. My problem with him is that because he's a mouthpiece for physics, people think that he's as good as Stephen Hawking or Carl Sagan. And he's not. He is not either of those men. He doesn't come to the caliber of knowledge that those two guys had. He doesn't. But he really knows his stuff, and he's a good showman, man. And I fucking love that about him. Because you need that. You don't need that fucking dipshit that's an engineer trying to tell you what's going on in science. But someone like deGrasse Tyson, that's why I loved his version of Cosmos. And I look forward, I'm hoping they're going to do more with that. But again, he's again continuing Carl Sagan's work, not his own.
Speaking of sexual or assault allegations, shout out to Kevin Spacey in the UK for getting caught again. You stupid bastard.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah, that broke yesterday. Kevin Spacey's in trouble again. This time in the UK.
What?
He's taking it on the road.
Don't worry, they'll protect him like Amber Heard or something. You know?
So what the fuck happened?
He got.
He's just being charged with sexual assault. So he's going to court. Everybody.
How long till the accuser dies?
Shut fire.
I'm not going to say he went there, but he went there.
Wow,
Yeah,
4 sexual assault charges.
Yep.
And how old was the victim?
One for each limb.
The alleged victim. How old is the alleged victim?
Well, there were 3 victims, it says. I'm looking at
It was 3 individuals.
Let's keep the legalese right there. We cannot say victim. We can only say alleged victim until it's proven in court.
There were 3 individuals allegedly assaulted, but I do not know if they disclosed their ages, mate. I just saw, a little bit of the news. Of course, because it happened around here,
It's like Kurtzman track. Allegedly, it's entertaining for some people. So.
Allegedly, they write. Allegedly,
Hey,
they don't
House
cite
of
that.
Cards was a very appropriate series for him to star in. That's all I'm going to say.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. There we go. I wanted to bring these on. Hold on. Image.
4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men. So, one guy.
Wow.
All at one time?
He tripped and fell on the ice rink, guys. Allegedly.
Well, it's over his period of time when he ran the London's Old Vic Theatre between 2004 and 2015.
So this is shit coming back to haunt him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Taco Bell, allegedly.
Look, man, if those, especially if those people were underage,
So
this is not going to be good for him.
So one of the ages has been, it was an 18-year-old man at a Nantucket resort. That's the only age I've seen so far.
18 in most states is legal. So
that was back in 2019. So
I want to show some of my Neil deGrasse Tyson memes. I've got like 30 of these things, and I just posted like 3 of them. Here's one. If you're able to line up every nerd front to back around the Earth's equator, almost all of them would drown. So that's one way of getting rid of us, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Actual non-quote. These are real, actual non-quotes. I don't believe in gravity. I think the Earth sucks.
Can I ask a question? Do you think Neil deGrasse Tyson should be hired on to do space, the final frontier?
No, he should never be brought on. He's too much of a
He's
personality. You need guys that are going to sit in the background.
He would literally go crazy correcting all of the stuff that is so wrong in Kurtzman track that he might be forced to just take a weapon and just bludgeon the entire writing staff and Kurtzman himself. So
there you go. I'm going to show one more meme. There we go. I like to sleep the same way I like to go to the bathroom, at home and in my own bed.
Amber Heard.
I said that to somebody once, and a lot of the quotes I attribute to him are things I've said to people. Like one of them is something I've actually said to someone again. It's like, you know what freaks me out? What's that? That there was enough people at one time to fuck dead bodies that they had to come up with the name necrophilia. That freaks me the fuck out. And I think another one I wrote was, it's like, this is one, I'm going to do it now. That when you fart, there are small microscopic particles of fecal matter that float on the methane gas. It gets inside of it and around it. So when you actually smell another human's fart, you are using the same membranes that also taste.
Yep,
so when you smell a person's fart, you are literally consuming some of their feces.
Did Gary just tell us we're eating shit?
Unlearn that, motherfucker. Unlearn that. Unlearn it.
No one ever says
shit all your life.
Smell you later.
When I learned that in medical school, I was like, why would you tell us that?
Gary's dying.
Why would you
You
tell
want to
us
ruin
that?
things for you, Gary? That's just how the universe is. Are you happy, Gary?
There's
Not
so
anymore.
much more horrible shit that I learned in the medical field that I'm not going to subject you to today. I'll save it for another episode. Poor Keith. He's losing it. He's choking on all that poop he just smelled.
You broke Keith again.
Oh. Here's one of the charges. Tell me this doesn't sound gnarly.
Oh, on Kevin Spacey? That's
yeah.
it.
Okay. The CPS has also authorized one charge of causing a person to engage.
Hold on. Who allowed?
CPS. It stands for Crown Prosecution
Crown
Services.
Prosecuting. Okay.
It says the CPS has authorized one charge of causing a person to engage in penetrative sexual activity without consent. Ooh. Isn't that like a classier way of saying rape?
That is fucking rape.
Yeah.
That is the churched up rape.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That shit gets jacked because they want to make it where it only applies for men on a woman.
Hey, Kelpies, welcome to the show, man. I don't think I've ever seen you in here, so it's good to meet you, man. Infomedia, of course, is here. And let's see, True and Crazy, yeah. I got to tell you something. The worst thing that ever happened to me in my life was going to nursing school and taking all those classes on Anatomy Physiology 1, Anatomy Physiology 2, which is abnormal. And when you get into abnormal, it ruined eating certain food for me for a long time. I cooked everything. There was never rare meat. Good God, man. Disease and pathology was part of that. AMP1, AMP2. I'm telling you, man. I sometimes regret getting a college education. Should have just gone to art school. You have to use hold on, I was reading that. What does it say? You have to use sayings like dolphin love, or at least say grape.
Grape ape.
Grape ape. So we Kevin Spacey, man, that derailed me. Fucking derailed me, Kevin Spacey. Jesus Christ. Remember that weird video he put out with him as the character from House of Cards?
Uh-huh.
Like,
he did like 3 of those, and then people were disappointed on was the 4th or 5th year when he didn't post a Christmas video because it started just becoming this weird Christmas tradition for some people. Yeah,
That's
it's
fucking weird.
Let me be frank.
Yeah, it's like he wanted back in and they weren't going to do it. They killed him. He's dead.
That last season was terrible, anyways.
I couldn't.
Terrible.
I actually stopped watching after a friend of mine that was on the show died. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch the show anymore. So I'm looking to see if we got any updates on the court case.
With that, the jury is got sent to do their little voting.
Oh,
thing
so they are doing it. Okay.
Deliberations.
Look, I don't know. I would like to think that Johnny can win this, but even if he doesn't win, he technically has done everything he needed
publicly.
to do. Yeah, I mean, the public is never going to be able to look at her.
And it's amazing how the media is still on her side when you watch some of their articles.
Because it makes them look like idiots. They have to. They have to go down the ship. It's like looking at Disney.
Oh, the
And
whole
then they
doubling
wanna
down and
apologize.
shit. Yeah, I tell you.
Yep.
I got to tell you, man.
Will that be rubber sheets this time, Miss Hud?
You want the Winnie the Pooh sheets or the Mickey Mouse almost in public domain sheets, Miss Hurt?
All right, so we're closing up here. We're winding down. I can tell we are. I'd like to talk a little bit about what's coming, which is the Orville.
Yes.
It's going to give us a pearl necklace, man. One that we like.
Oh my God, no, it's not.
Well, they just
norm.
They had the
they did
premiere.
film his scenes. They filmed his scenes, so he is there because he just does a recording. He doesn't go on set. Norm Macdonald records his audio. Plus, on top of that, we got a whole fucking stand-up routine that he did in his apartment. on camera that is going to be on Netflix. I'm just so stoked that we're going to still get a little bit of Norm Macdonald. And before we get into it, I wanted to point out that his co-writer of the Weekend Update when he was on Saturday Night Live finally came out in an interview. He was sitting with David Spade and what's his name? Mike Myers' partner from We're Unworthy. I get his name off.
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey. Yeah, it's their podcast. And he was talking about how for years, Norm Macdonald has pushed forward this narrative that he was fired from NBC. And it's not actually what happened. What happened was they fired his co-writer and told him he could stay. And he chose, out of loyalty to his friend, to not stay. He said, I'd rather go. And then he was fired. And that's it. And when you don't find this out after he dies, really bugs me that that's something we should have known about him, his loyalty to his friends. And we've heard it time and time again with Spade and all those guys talking about how loyal he was to his friends, despite being really weird as fuck.
And he hated Sarah Silverman, so that's definitely a plus.
He liked her and hated her. It was really weird. Yeah. He made fun of her a lot. My favorite story with that is when she had gotten the shits and apparently carried some of it still on her in the car. And Norm Macdonald, a lot of people don't know this, he never drove a car his whole life. He's always been driven places by other people. And he's in the passenger seat, she's driving. He goes, who's shit in here? Humiliating the hell out of her. She deserves it. She's kind of a cunt. I started disliking her when she mocked the 9/11 widows. I'm like, that's it. I'm done with you. Fuck you. That's not politics. That's just fucking evil. So, but Norm Macdonald's fucking hilarious. Sarah used to be funny. I used to laugh my ass off at her. But Norm is back as Yaphet. I don't know if he's there for the full season. I sure hope so. I do know that this shit was recorded a year ago. Yeah. All of his scenes were recorded a year ago. I had hoped that maybe they'd recorded some stuff for even next year, but word is that it's not happened. So he's going to be gone by next year. So we'll probably get a farewell to him by the end of the season.
That, or depending on how the storyline plays out, he could end up dying due to the war. So
they should have the doctor drink him accidentally.
Ooh.
And digest him.
Well, she's already taken.
I totally wanted to get close to her. I wanted inside her.
Well, technically, he's already done that.
Yeah. Sheer fucking will can take you to salvation. You can hate someone and still want to bang them. Oh, no, dude, I know that. I worked at Days Inn when I was younger, and there was this German chick. She was from Germany, and I fucking couldn't stand her. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We completely banged one night working, and nobody was there. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was dead silent. We went in the bag and just totally worked it out. Still hated each other. But, you know, what do they call that? Grudge fucks? Grudge fucks?
Yeah. That's exactly what they allegedly call it.
Allegedly. I've heard. I've never done it. Whatever, Keith. Fuck you.
What?
Shit.
What?
You know, my youngest daughter, I believe, was conceived in one of these things you're talking about. So.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
I'm pretty sure it
I'm not saying it was my penis, but it was my penis.
It had a frowny face on my dick and everything. I don't know what happened.
It's like that drawing that Zoe had where I can find it real quick. I'll fucking show
So would you say you weren't happy, but your dick was?
No, the dick was the one frowning. I was trying to get some sleep.
So let's get into Orville. Let's go, guys.
I think we killed Keith. I think we killed him.
Keith, get us started here, or Fat Steven, you get
They had a world premiere for the Orville's new season at the IMAX in, I think it was LA. And from the looks of it, it was fantastic. If it looks good enough to be in IMAX, think of what it's going to be like on a lot of our TVs when June 2nd.
Well, you got
rolls
those
around.
big TVs, like we got that 72-inch downstairs. You saw it.
Oh,
that
yeah.
fucking TV's huge.
It looks good. What little they've released that you can watch on YouTube, some of that 4K stuff, somebody put it up on 4K. I'm telling you, it was gratifying to be able to watch that because it was like I was cleansing out all of that Kurtzman Trek from my body. So
right,
it's the timing is perfect, and you know what? It feels right for this show to be doing so well. And having a connection to Jon Favreau, back when he could walk away for a little while from Star Wars to be able to do something like this. So between Favreau and John Kazar from 24 and a few other people, this entire show is a labor of love. The fact that it's made it to season 3 is fantastic. So
and really, it is a labor of love because he's a huge Star Trek fan, and he wanted to bring that feeling of Star Trek back. He added comedy to it, calling it parody, and so CBS was like, okay, go ahead. Then they realized at the end of season 1, oh, we fucked up, and they tried doing things to stop him, and it was really funny. It's like, no, dude, it's too late. You've got good Star Trek. It's called the Orville.
I'm telling you, notice between having someone like Seth MacFarlane or even J. Michael Straczynski, and they chose to go with Alex Kurtzman.
They don't know what they're doing. Simple as that.
Of course not. I mean, it's idiots running CBS. And the person who is running it right now, the one who's making all the big decisions and who allowed us to have at least a few more years of Kurtzman, his name is George Cheeks. Cheeks. George Cheeks is the one who re-signed Kurtzman at the end of his contract and gave him a few more years.
So he's cheeky?
Oh.
Just saying, that's the guy's name.
You sure it's not
The
Jorge?
effects, by the way, look amazing.
Mhm.
I'm really loving that. Unbelievable how good it looks this season.
It's part of the reason why it's taken so long. I think part of it was not just the fact that, we had this thing that stopped everything for a while, but also the fact that they were wanting to do
The Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, there you go. They want to do a really good job on this, and you're moving to Hulu, so it gave them an opportunity to basically upgrade everything, including the bridge set. I mean, they're doing it under
the bridge looks great now.
God. Well, everything's going to look really good in 4K. I mean, it looks spectacular. So,
did I miss something? Oh, hey, Mexican Iron Man, Gary, bad news. That chick you banged way back when. Well, guess what? His name was Dietrich Rubenbach.
Now's the time when Mexican Iron Man dances.
I fucking love him. I don't have that video. I don't have that.
What did the monkey feel like?
Four.
Hi,
None.
Dietrich. Would you like to touch my monkey? Yeah.
Four.
All right, so
None.
here you go. I was going to show you the image of a happy penis there, Dork Knight.
Oh, no.
This is what my daughter... I walked in. Okay. She had a sleepover. 2 friends sleeping over. This is back when she was 13 going on 14. And they're having a sleepover. And I went back to her bedroom to see. And they're all like typical girls sitting on their bed just laughing and being goofy. They're all on their knees doing shit. And I walk in and I went, hey, what do you guys want for dinner? I can order a pizza or I can cook something up. And then stopped. And something to my right got my attention. And it was her whiteboard.
Dad vision.
She had a plastic whiteboard with the wax pen thing that you could write on. And this is what I turned and saw.
That's like a rocket.
That's what you saw?
That is what she drew. Well, they drew on there. Glory hole. Are you fucking seeing this? This is my just teen daughter. and her friends did this. And I turned and I stared at it like this. And once it processed, I turned to her and I said, I'm just going to go make dinner. And when I come back, that's gone. I'm not erasing it, Dad. I don't give a shit what you do with this. It is not on that fucking wall when I come back. You just broke me. And they're just laughing. They're hysterical. Fucking girls are evil.
Amber Heard.
But that is what a smile, penis with a smile on it looks like.
Oh,
and
you
I
got a
remember
Warner
telling
Brother
her-
before you put something up like that again. Come on.
And I told her, I said, you think that putting a smile on the front of that makes it okay? Yeah, that was a devastating night for me. And I took a photo just to remind people what it was like raising a teenage daughter when you're a man by yourself.
Shouldn't
But
she
anyway,
have done a mustache? Maybe that would have been better.
Oh man, I wish I could grow a mustache. This is the best mustache I can get. Look at that shit that he's got there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that mustache. It's so glorious.
Dorf disapproved your mustache.
I'm going to put that up there center screen. Look at that fucking mustache. I don't know how he grows such a beautiful, perfect fucking mustache.
Rogaine.
How the fuck does he do that? That is an amazing. This is mine. Look at that.
It's genetics.
YouTube content violations. It's a drawing, not a it's a photo.
No, gosh.
Drawing, in fact.
No.
It's a map. It's SpaceX, guys. Come on, it's SpaceX.
Hey! Go back to that joke. Go back to that joke, Martin. I'm going to tell you something. Black buddy of mine in the Army. He says, "Hey, Kissel." I said, "Yeah, what?" He says, "What's 12 inches in white?" I said, "I don't know what." And he goes, "Nothing."
I'd say a salt
So, I'm going to show these memes that I put together. This is my favorite. Betty White is actually literally older than sliced bread, and she is, or was. No, she's technically is. She was born the year before.
She's got 99 problems, but death ain't one.
Drop the comment for a second, Das Wolfen. From Das Wolfen. Drop that. Thank you. Ron Perlman was voted in high school as most likely to not have to wear makeup while playing a caveman in a major motion picture. Because he is an ugly fucking dude. Great actor. Crazy as fuck. And
hey, didn't he get a chance in one scene in that movie to actually, do the deed with Radon Chong?
Yes, he did. Went down to the creek bed, banged her in the old keister there.
Okay.
And of course, this is one of my double fire fat Steven is promoted to go home. Love you, Mike. Love you, Mike. Here you go. This is one of my made too. I like making original memes. Here's another one of my original memes.
Oh.
He needs a couch, though.
Keith has seen some of my fucked up original memes.
I'm still going through therapy.
Let me grab one real quick.
You should start charging Gary.
I did the whole series on vampires, memes on vampires, making fun of Twilight by showing 1987. Yeah, I'll just bring it up here. Share
Well, not all of it really sucks. So
here we go. 1987, when vampires weren't sparkly bitches.
Love that.
If you don't know that fucking movie, shame on you.
Hey,
one,
that was
1992.
Finger looking good.
1987. And then this motherfucker right here, one of my favorite vampire movies ever made.
Twilight.
Welcome to Fright Night, for real.
Catch you later, Brewster.
And they made Fright Night too.
I send this to Keith every year.
You want to have presents, motherfucker?
This is Patrick Stewart's dick push-up. If Patrick Stewart can do it, you should be able to do it too. Let's see. Actually, I always like this one. Mixing as good as it gets with John Wick. Over a dog, John. Somebody needs a snuggle. There we go.
Wouldn't that be as wick as it gets?
I fucking love
Nice.
this one. There you go. Happy Father's Day.
Straight and to the point.
I did this one too, and hardly anybody ever gets it unless they're a Star Trek fan.
You should make a new one where you got the short people fired from Snow White, like Happy Unemployment Day.
Wow.
Here we go. It's like, want to hear a Ebola joke? You probably won't get it. Oh, shit, I totally got it.
Oh, my God.
Weird shit. When I've got nothing to do, I will show you a fucked up one. Here you go. Here, let me get one that's really fucked up. Oh, yeah, here you go. It's not a drinking problem. I get drunk, I throw up, I feed my dog. Cycle of life, baby.
Oh, jeez.
When completed, Professor Nordstrom knew he would have the means to finally bring his wife to orgasm.
Oh, jeez.
There you go.
Allegedly.
And we are now at an hour and a half. We've talked about every subject. We're all looking forward to the Orville. We really are. I'm going to finish watching. I don't care if it's good or bad. I'm going to watch Strange New Worlds because I fucking love Anson Mount. I will watch that guy in anything.
You know what? Anson Mount is a cool dude. I wouldn't mind getting a beer with that guy.
Anson? Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
Hey, I like Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to watch New Trek.
Her character is really, her story arc so far is not very good. I got to be honest. She's the single most wasted character on the show. She should be absolutely fucking in there. Every scene with Pike.
Well,
and
again,
I know they're trying to build that friendship bond between Spock and him, but the fact is she was his first officer and needs to conduct herself so.
That's
And
right.
so we need
Those
to see more.
scenes together should be
Asian
built
chick-
between.
Look, I've seen her in other stuff. She is on another show called Grace out of the UK. It's on ITV. Great mystery series, and she is in one of the best episodes. And she was really good in it. They have a
Femme Fatale. That's one of my favorite things with her. If you've ever seen.
Well,
that.
she's actually not a femme fatale in this one. She is the wife of a guy who watched a snuff video live accidentally. And the people that made it are IT people, and they know who he is. They broke into his fucking security system. They're watching him through the security cameras, and they're terrorizing the family. And it's trying to find out who it is the best part of the show, and she's the wife. And she gets kidnapped at one point. And I'm telling you, her scenes were some of the most intense on that show. Called Grace. It's still actively airing right now on ITV. We're on, I think, episode 3 or 4 on that series.
Wow.
And there's an ITV app. I'm not sure. I use a VPN so I can watch shows from the UK. But I think it's also available on that F movie site. I'm pretty sure it's there. So you can actually go see it there. Great fucking show, man. Great show. It's got the dude that played the Master from the David Tennant years.
Oh, really?
He's
Sim.
Yeah, Sim. He was in another great show called Life on Mars. The American version was good, but it just didn't quite touch on the quality of the original British series. What a great fucking show.
Don't forget Ashes to Ashes.
Ashes to Ashes?
Yeah, that was the
that?
follow-up one they did.
Okay, both of you talked and I didn't catch that. Shanatsky, what?
It was the follow-up they did in the UK. There's actually like...
Oh, I didn't watch that. I thought it was dumb.
Okay.
When I saw what it was, that doesn't mean it was. I just thought it was dumb, and so I just didn't watch it. Are you telling me it was good, or did you watch it?
It was decent. I mean, obviously, Life on Mars is better, but it was worth watching, at least from what I remember.
All right, I'll give it, because it's available. I'll watch it. But I just didn't watch it because I thought it was just like a woke version. Because this is when things started getting woke over there. right around that period. But we've got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe. I'm really excited about Orville. I'm going to enjoy watching Star Trek because at least one thing they're doing is they've got science back into science fiction, back into Star Trek. Here's the thing, and I challenged someone the other day. I said, you go online and you look up how many people were inspired to work in the science field because of Star Trek, the original Star Trek and Next Generation. And you'll just see one scientist after another talk about it. Or ask, look up, scientists talking about classic Star Trek. You'll find stuff about that. Nothing. It's a desert for anybody talking about current Trek because nobody's inspired by that. Nobody's going to be inspired to become a scientist from anything that Kurtzman or JJ put out. Now, there's a chance maybe from this show because the science in it's really good. And they're finally, I think, utilizing her. I think it's funny that it's like, hey, do they have a science advisor? It's a woman. Oh, what are the odds of that? Not a team of them, just a single woman. If they always had a team of science advisors.
If they are able to ever get and start work on the reboot of Babylon 5, Star Trek's in trouble. That's all I can say. I mean,
especially Keith, you got a point. Especially after they clean out of CW, they're not going to have anything. And if Zaslav wants entertainment after especially cleaning house with all those shows, we're going to get a Babylon 5 that is actual quality.
I hope so.
Hey, there's another one. There's an actual term for it in the STEM field. It's called the Scully effect. Named after Dana Scully in the X-Files. Because after she came out, there was this massive surge of women actually taking interest in the particular kinds of fields, investigative fields. There was just this surge of women who got really interested into that. Probably because they thought they would find their own David Duchovny to fuck, but...
Look at that awkward silence.
No, I was looking at what he said. They fucking race swapped Tom Swift.
That's okay. Nobody's going to watch it.
Yeah, it's on CW, so nobody's going to fucking watch it.
I mean, again,
Tom Swift is not that famous a character.
Well,
at one time he was, but since we were kids, it's a character that sort of died.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of character, if you wanted to do that with, I would have great difficulty arguing with it. But
I think
race swap it where every character in the poster is black, it just looks really Eddie Murphy.
Well, from what little I've seen, it's not a character that's like, I don't buy that the character is that smart. It literally is like somebody took a basic idea.
Yeah, because he's like supposed to be like the smartest boy or some shit like that.
Yeah, and it's just a little too. It's so different than what the source material is that you should have just gone to call it something else because it is so different.
Well, that's the thing that we keep saying. Stop race swapping and use an actual character like that, or make up your own.
Well, I mean, they got a character.
Gender swapping and do the same thing.
They could have done an entire series about Steel. I mean, why didn't they just...
a character that you and I have wanted to see.
Yeah.
I want to see that fucking character done right.
Even
Blame
the character...
Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, Shanatsky, I swear to God, you bring that up again. Bring it up again. This is the second time you've fucking done that, motherfucker.
Shaquille O'Neal needs a redemption for both Steel and Kazam.
Well, the thing about Shaquille O'Neal is he'd be lost because there's no white woman in a wheelchair to actually invent everything for him to do. So,
a white kid to oppress him in a boombox.
I just, if we're gonna do that, we might as well just bring back Mantis also. So
they should bring Mantis. Sam Raimi should have it brought back.
Yeah, the way they originally were wanting to do the show, and not the way that Fox told them to do the show, which was kind of sort of racist.
Kind of, sort of.
I
Oh,
prefer.
it was racist. The studio was like, no, we have to have a white guy that invented these things. We can't have a black guy that's smart.
Yeah.
Intelligent black people? I'm sorry, you want to terrify society?
Yeah. It's bad enough he's supposed to be conservative, but now we got to make him dumb.
Yeah, he was. He was very conservative.
He was very conservative. And it was just like, yeah, we can't have that. We can't have him be conservative and smart.
And black.
And black. You know, that's too much. White
Yeah,
America
half-
can't take it.
Can we have him half black and half smart?
Which half?
I don't know. The bottom half.
Whoa. You can't make that part not black. I'm sorry. You got to keep that black. There are rules against that.
What? No, that's like black and appropriation.
Question, Keith. What part of the black experience is getting murdered by an invisible T-Rex?
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Did he go full racist?
Watching you, Shinatsi.
I'm just saying, you know, the thing about Fox is that technically the CW went there again with their adaptation of Black Lightning because they did the exact same thing. If you've read Black Lightning in the comics, he was just a guy that had powers. He created his own suit, went out there, did his business, and, you know, but for the television series, we got to have a white guy that has to invent a special suit for him to wear in order to control his powers. It's like, what? We can't have anything now? I mean, we can't just...
Oh, no, there's a new series coming out, Keith. It's called Black Lightning and the Missing Food Stamps.
Oh, God, no.
I'm surprised they haven't tried reviving Meteor Man.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
they'll
but-
make it a black woman. They'll be like...
Yeah, but
Meteor
you're still going to have like an intelligent, you know, really, really super smart, nerdy white woman that's going to have to be behind her controlling everything, you know. That is the way they do it. You know, the character of Bumblebee from Teen Titans would also be a really cool show. You know, between her and her boyfriend and all the adventures that they... Oh, my goodness. That would be fantastic. Oh, wait a minute. That requires them to actually read comics. So...
At least
Hell,
Beetle
I'd
was
like Booster
comic
Gold
accurate.
myself, but I know that's never going to happen.
Well, yeah, because that leads them into the
Bye,
whole
PJO.
Legion of Superheroes thing, and they don't really want to do that for some reason.
I apologize for my supremacist nature.
Well, you're Steven Seagal. I mean, of course you have a supremacist nature.
Bro, I
You
just
also have a lot of fat.
Gary is either brooding or looking for a meme. I can't tell.
I'm looking for a video.
Bye, PJO.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah, I said bye.
Bye.
already.
Have
Bye,
a wonderful
Mom.
weekend.
Sorry, bye, Dork's mom.
You know, having Steel on Superman and Lois, even if they took that actor and gave him his own show, that
Well,
would be preferable.
There has to be a version of him on their Earth. So,
And don't get me started on Blue Beetle. I love the pictures that I've seen from the set, but I'm still pissed that they are changing it to the point where you're having... Oh, God.
Don't get me started. Don't even get me started.
that's Keith. Keith is a middle-aged white woman.
I like the hair.
They're never going to get Blue Beetle right. They're never going to get these because they don't read the comics and there's not a previous adaptation to go off of. So they'll just go, oh, we can change this because no one reads this shit.
Well,
no one reads comics.
look, they are not going to give us Batman Beyond. I'm telling you right now, they're never going to get us that. But you know what? They could easily just do that 1, 2, 3 step right now with Blue Beetle. By having Ted Cord work with Jaime Reyes, that'd be great. It's all set to go. You don't even hardly have to do anything. It's there. It's ready to go. We can't have Ted Cord. we'll just give him a mysterious sister played by some major Hollywood actress that will
Naomi.
villain.
Well, Naomi.
Or
will be
you
the
know,
next
I would
Batman.
love in like the MCU or whatever. Of course, this would have to be done right. Gargoyles, David fucking Santos.
Well,
Yeah,
that doesn't
Disney-
have to be MCU.
Disney-
That's actually
Disney screwed the pooch on that. They've done nothing.
Yeah.
Great show, man.
I saw this.
Yeah, so this is new. I'm not going to play the whole thing.
Oh my!
Because
I
it's
already have
CBS,
the red
and they
just from the
will
title.
fucking make a claim.
Hey, sweetie, listen, the conference is running.
Thing they're gonna basically the pilot will be a retelling of the movie, and then that way they can go straight into the
With
other
no
half
Arabs.
of
The
There'll be
Brad
no
and
Arab
Angelina
villains.
fucking movie. Yeah.
James Cameron will not go there again. He's already made that point.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
this is from his company though, so he's still getting paid. You know,
That's all he cares about.
This show would look a lot better if they did this series, but they were all the blue Avatar guys.
Oh, sweet. Justin Orby got it. He's doing a video. Captain Pike degraded. Gorn Canon out the window. He misspelled Canon. Okay, that's all right.
Not because, see, I actually really enjoyed True Lies, and actually my favorite scene deals with the fact that his wife isn't that good at it. When she has the
Exactly.
machine gun and she doesn't know how to use it, she pushes the button down, it fires, and she drops it, and it starts spinning down the stairs and killing all the bad guys.
Yeah, I love that scene. It's so fucking crazy. Hey, one of you guys, I think it might have been Shinatsky, brought up the video game, Star Wars video game, with
Fallen
the
Order.
lady from Mad TV. Which one were
Yeah.
you talking about?
Jedi
second,
Fallen Order.
the second.
Deborah?
Yeah,
Okay, her.
She's
Deborah
in,
Wilson. Yeah.
in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. She's one of the generals.
Yeah, she's badass, man. I always liked her. I
hey,
also had
wait a
crush-
minute.
I had a crush on Alex Borstein way before she did Family Guy.
Alex Bornstein is just freaking talented. I mean,
Yeah, she
she's
is.
funny as F.
And then
Jeez.
Mo Collins, holy crap, and Nicole Sullivan. They actually were the funniest women in comedy. SNL's women have never touched Mad TV for sheer talent.
Can I bring up something that really pissed me off with Obi-Wan? The fact that Forlom got shot in the back by a fake Jedi.
What?
You guys didn't know that was Forlom?
Forlom cannot be dead.
Are you talking about the droid?
The alien? The droid that looked like Forlom? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was him.
Well, they didn't specify what it was, and they pretty much gave it the same shape and everything as Forlom. It was the same body, same alien species, everything.
Huh.
And he was a bounty hunter, and he got shot in the back when they did the call out on episode 2.
Wow.
Okay. Gary wants to mount. Sorry, just saw that.
So unless that species is bounty hunters, they also shortchanged Forlom.
Wow.
Look, man, they said the line, and it was from the Star Wars writers group and Kathleen Kennedy.
Dinosaurs?
Nope. It was when what's his
Anti-war
name?
message.
Emo Vader. What's his name?
Haydenson?
Anakin?
Hayden.
No, Emo Vader in the new series.
Oh, grandson.
Kylo Bendover.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kylo Ren told her you have to do something. And that was the Star Wars writers group telling you what they're doing to Star Wars. You
Kevin
have
Spacey
to kill the past. And it's what they've been doing this whole time. They destroyed Boba Fett on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed the killing of Han Solo. George Lucas would have never allowed that.
Gary, you saw my Gary. Did you see my Gary? Did you see my tweet? What I posted last night when I was watching it? Where is it? Star Wars. Where is it? Star Wars. So Disney Star Wars has killed so far. Disney Star Wars has so far killed Luke, Leia, Han Solo, Boba Fett, Obi Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you post that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Did I share it? I know I liked it.
I got a lot of retweets on that. I did not expect that.
By the way, Gary, check out what I DM'd you on Twitter. That's the second sister. And just that design alone, tell me that's not way better than what's in Obi-Wan.
I'm just
She
trying to
has the
understand
actual
why.
helmet she wears, and then there's the version of her without, and that's like a reveal in the actual story of Fallen Order.
You did it on Twitter?
I DM'd you on Twitter.
There's also a bad
Pop
shot.
Culture
There's also a bad
I'm
shot
not
on
seeing
the.
it.
There's also a bad shot on the first episode of Obi-Wan where Reva's in the background and her body silhouette literally looks like the silhouette of IG-88.
Oh, I have to go
Yeah.
back. Yeah, I didn't see that.
There was no emotional attachment in this for any characters. There was the music too was blatantly boring. There was nothing in this that grabbed me. Honestly, did you feel any type of anything, even music-wise, in this series? There was nothing. John Williams did the theme for Obi-Wan series, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
He just did he just did the theme, the main theme, and then the girl who did the music for some other show that just came
All
out.
right. How about this, Dork? How about the fact that we have two supposedly hired bounty hunters chasing a girl through a forest and gets outsmarted by a tree? That whole chase scene was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was like watching, what was it, Crash Test Dummies chasing down their air cushion. It was bad.
Hey, did any of you guys know the guy that was in the chat, Kelpies? Any of you?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
I know Mexican Iron Man.
Well, I know him too.
Me too.
But Kelpies apparently just kept randomly doing something. He got banned by one of our
Yes.
users.
Mr. Tickle Trunk.
What was he doing?
Well, I was not going to say who it was.
Oh,
Martin.
Well,
Wow.
That's
sorry,
okay.
Sorry, Mr. Tickle.
I didn't want to out who fucking banned him.
That sounds like a bot just laying down weird shit.
Yeah, because that's what
it sounded very like a.
Martin, goddamn you,
Sorry.
fucking outing him. Yeah, Tickle Trunk banned him, and he was letting me know. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't like what he posted either.
Can we build a wall
weird.
around Disney World so we don't have to make a more shitty series?
He said, I banned him. All he did was post weird shit. It was like he was posting it to himself. I tried joking with him, and nothing happened. So, yeah, he might have been a bot. Maybe he was a bot. I don't know. Hey! Dennis is here. Dennis McCullough. Disney Sarlacc Pit could pull down Slave One, while the original Sarlacc Pit couldn't even hold on to Lando Calrissian. Could it be plot armor? I really did think that was stupid. I didn't like that scene. By the way, Keith, I can play the grand piano back there. It's not a real piano. It's a virtual piano. If you try to play it, it'll just nothing will happen.
You know what? It's kind of like having a fireplace in your
TV.
Well, no, a fireplace basically on a starship. So,
open fire at a command officer. Motherfucker, goddamn it, Keith! Why are you doing this to me? It's an oxygen-rich environment, right? It would explode. They have
not
automated...
just that. If you do any kind of sequence where you're having to fly someplace, because that fire is constantly going.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that none of the logs or anything roll out when you're in the middle of a firefight, or you're having to
And they don't have a holographic technology yet either, do they?
Nope. All that was discontinued.
Oh, wait. Shinatsky, did you send it to Pop Culture Minefield, or did you send it to Gary?
Shinatsky?
Because I got nothing on Pop Culture Minefield from you.
I don't know why I sent some stuff and I posted some things in private chat, so you could just click on those.
Which private chat?
Our private chat in here.
Yeah.
Oh, in here.
Yeah.
God damn it! I'm looking fucking Twitter.
I did post to Twitter, but if it's not showing up, I just post it here as well.
Oh, is this her costume?
Disney fucking. I'd rather have a euphemism.
I'm really curious, Fats. Where did you hear that?
Hear what?
That tune.
It's the chicken dance. It's pretty much known at every wedding. It's not like the Mexican love song. It's a love song, fucker.
So here's one
Sorry.
version, and here's another one.
Wait, can you go back to the first one? Because it looks like the lead singer of My Chemical Romance dressed as a Jedi. It does. Hey, Miss Murder, can I?
It's Darth Cylon.
Yes.
Okay, well, okay, like, but why do they need the glowing lights on their costumes? First of all, we already know you're badass Sith. Why do you need the red lights? Like, and why is he wearing those Bluetooth earmuffs?
Here.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god!
mute this, and then I'll just play it.
We're
Look
reaching
at
the
that
2-hour
set.
mark.
Look at that set. They took a year off, man. Look at that.
Can we dedicate next Friday to just Stranger Things, please? Because Stranger Things needs
Next Friday is the 3rd. What's on the 3rd?
A Friday?
No, we've got it scheduled. Dune Friday with Nerd Cookies.
Oh, giggle
Both,
cookies.
both movies, or just the Lynch or the?
We're going to talk about the
Nailed it.
current Dune.
Oh god!
What is this from?
That's
The
from
game.
Fallen Order. That's the introduction to the second sister.
Yeah.
So that's who she's supposed to be?
No, she's the
Reva?
third sister. Reva's the third sister.
Yeah, Reva's the third sister. I'm saying it looks, for more and more I see of it looks like they just ripped off the second sister, but like a worse job.
Yeah. And why aren't the Death Troopers with them? Like the Black Stormtroopers with them? If they're supposed to be an elite force, usually they have elite troopers, right? So why is it we get Death Troopers with Rogue One, but with this we're getting normal Stormtroopers?
That looks like the kid that played the Joker on Gotham.
That is.
That's
him.
They got him
Yeah.
for Fallen Order.
There's also a rumor that we're trying to debate whether or not that Panhandler was Rex or not. The clone trooper.
I think
that
it
was-
is Rex.
Yeah, they'll pull that shit.
I think it's Rex. I was like, oh my god, I bet that's fucking Rex. Fucking showing. Well,
Rex
look,
was in
what they're
hiding.
trying to do is do a nod to veterans who come back from war and end up homeless. Whether they intentionally did that, I appreciate it as a veteran that they did that.
There's also a rumor mill debate that what we're seeing with this Obi-Wan and other series in general is that eventually we're going to get to the Ahsoka series, and it's actually Ahsoka is going to be the explaining that all of the stuff we've been watching is literally the world between worlds, and none of it is the actual OT trilogy universe. And if they do that, that's going to be a major cop-out, but it's the only thing that can save them from this shitty writing they call.
The only thing I want to know is Kathleen Kennedy still alive in the other universe?
Well, no, look, from what I've heard, they are basically, all of this is meant to appease her so that she will retire.
Or
She
die.
wants a complete she wants her reputation to be basically cleansed
Intact.
and made much bigger and better. Thus all of the media stuff released, all the interviews, all of the stuff that they've been hinting at over the last couple of weeks. That whole thing about how people who had hated The Last Jedi are now coming around to like it now. And the inside word is that they are setting up a fall guy for all of the bad stuff that happened while she was there. They've already decided who it is going to be.
Okay.
I would just like to say no.
If it gets her ass out, I'll even go on camera and say, I like her.
She's the
I
Keith.
like her.
No, Keith, you would not do that.
If it got her ass out, yeah. Because then I could turn around and go and pull a Zaslav. It's like, hey, story group.
But
All y'all fired.
what bothers me here is, I know I hate bringing this up, but Fortnite and things like Disney are very socially related when it comes to skins and promotions and crossovers. So next season, the leak already came out last week or this week, and it's showing that Darth Vader's a skin as well, Indiana Jones. So they're actually preempting and sharing us what they're going to destroy next. So we got Darth Vader popping up within the Fortnite season, and then we're going to have Indiana Jones as a secret skin. So we know where we're going with this. Kathleen Kennedy isn't on a road of retribution. She's on a road of desolation.
Oh, yeah. Well,
destroying all strong male characters from the 80s upwards that inspired men to be men, while Disney is pushing the whole, well, I don't care what genitals you have or what you identify as, you're going to be this no matter what. And I'm not trying to sound rude or agnostic towards it, or I'm saying I have no feelings towards it, but they're pushing agenda rather than imagination and creativity. Why do you think all the Imagineers are leaving and they're all going to Universal? The same thing. They're tired of not being able to be imaginative, to be themselves.
Yeah.
How is it we can't even watch shows and be ourselves? Well, you need a reality of a real person in your show to associate with them. No, you fucking don't.
Well, if it's any consolation, Stephen, I do writing, and what you're complaining about is what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do with my characters. I've actually gone more male-centric lately, in part because there's so few good male characters these days. They're actual positive male figures.
Yeah.
That's the minority of characters, which is insanity.
Yeah.
Here,
Well,
Shinosky, let's put it this way. I remember used to watching, I think it was the Ninja Turtles movie, and me and my brother would fight over who would get to be Michelangelo. You know how I won that argument? Because I had a name that had an M in it, and I won that argument. He stopped arguing with me, and that's a green turtle. And how do I need a real person to associate with a Ninja Turtle? Because they were all ninjas, they all kicked ass. Nothing had to do with being associated being a fucking 6 foot tall turtle.
No, they were obviously male, and they were obviously brothers, and that was the humanity aspect of those characters. That made you
Batman 2032. Wait, was it 2024? I think Batman goes just like right before Superman goes public domain. Batman.
Well, that's not the only thing.
Conan's already been lost because they changed the artwork to the female character, and that's why Chuck is working on that stuff.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Justice Society, Captain America, Namor, Human Torch,
Rom, Micronauts are no longer under Beheld. The Transformers, no under G.I. Joe, no longer under Marvel. Conan, no longer under Marvel. Please fuck up Spider-Man. The Shadow. Yes, I would love to see a good Shadow.
When I do a little quick research on it, it says it's going to be between 2031 and 2035 before Superman and Batman go into the public domain.
Okay, it was around that time frame because I looked it up yesterday.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
But we can.
You guys are going to be doing Star Trek tomorrow. Stranger New Worlds. That Star Trek writers don't know how black holes work. Is your show for tomorrow?
Yeah,
and,
that's the.
And
black holes.
I know where they're going with this. And the fact is the current science advisor for the show is using the current theory on how black holes work, which is that it's not a dense vacuum of no mass, but a collection of extremely dense mass. That it's like he even refers to the Gray Dwarf in the dialogue. And
brothers love that big mass.
It's not everybody that even thinks this way. I love it when they go, "Well, this is the current group thought in this one group of physics," and then you got these other astrophysicists who still go, "No, black hole is what we've always said it was." But the current one is how did he phrase it? They're dark stars that are whose hearts are made of extremely dense exotic matter, is how they currently do it. And that's what the black hole that they have in Strange New Worlds is based on, that theory. And so therefore I recommend before they do the show tomorrow, have them look that up, the current theory on black holes, because it's different than what we were raised on in the 80s and 90s. It's a different from the new theory is different from that theory. And the fact is it's not a consensus. When you see scientists with a consensus, like about global warming, immediately think huckster, because there's never a fucking consensus. Hardly ever a consensus. And that's what's awesome about science. Dust Wolfen, I caught that part. I could have sworn that I heard Reva say that Obi Wan served with her father during the Clone Wars, and I don't remember Bail Organa doing anything outside of the Senate.
Does anyone else
He
bother?
didn't. That was what he worked with. He was a senator of sorts, but he apparently had some sort of royal lineage, I guess, because that's why Leah's a princess.
Mm-hmm.
Can someone
Yeah,
explain?
royalty is weird in Star Wars. Like it's you elect your
You elected a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone else find it weird that we've already seen A New Hope and we see Luke playing with that? Oh, was it a T-16 model or skiff hopper? And then we realize in the Obi-Wan series that Obi-Wan picked it up and cleaned the Skyhopper and cleaned it up, but then Obi-Wan smashed it. Then Uncle Owen was smashed on the ground.
Also known as the T-16.
Yeah, T-16. Okay, T-16 Womp Rats back home. I didn't know the number properly associated. Thank you, Gary.
We don't want to wake up Keith.
Keith, do you dream of a day of Hershey's and big black cocks being respected everywhere?
I don't dream of black cocks. I dream of money. I dream of.
If you show that big black thing, you might get some.
No, you shut up, Steven.
Pop culture, only fan.
Keith works a late shift, so he gets sleepy sometimes, and I don't know if you heard it, Keith. I went, shh, don't wake up Keith.
There is
I was dreaming of Star Trek without Kurtzman, but with all the latest visual effects and everything else.
Because I got to be honest with you, outside of some of the casting that I don't like, a majority of the casting I like on this Strange New Worlds. I dislike only two characters. And you can say I'm a sexist for not liking them because they're both just happen to be female. But I think they're badly created, badly designed, and badly thought out characters. The rest of them I really enjoy, and I think that they're really letting us down with number one.
Yes.
She needs to be fleshed out better as a character.
Big time.
She needs to have a more dynamic relationship with Pike because she was close friends with Pike, and it's inferred in the menagerie and the cage.
Well, I mean, that's part of the reason why Dr. Boyce was so important. Boyce was the one that Pike would basically, talk to, do the heart-to-heart conversations. He was his bartender, basically. Right. But since he's not on board the ship, one would have thought that at least they would transfer that to her. Instead, they pick Spock. And that's the part that messes me up. It's like...
because his love for Pike had nothing to do with a friendship. It was loyalty.
It was extreme loyalty.
Yeah.
Duty of command. There's two great male characters, and they are my favorite. Anson is one, but I also like the blind dude. The blind who almost looks like an Andorian, but he's not. The one who broke his hand.
Hammer.
Yeah. Hammer and Anson, and I think Anson Mount's character Pike are even Spock at times, except when they bring up Mikey Burnham of the Green Lantern Corps. Those two characters are great because they're unique. One is traumatized by the fact he knows where his future is going, and the other one literally, you know what I mean, is relying on. Don't roll your eyes at me, Keith. I need to enjoy something.
I know, but it's too much trauma. Too much trauma. It's like everybody needs a therapist on this show. They need them on all the Trek shows.
Why is it okay? So maybe this is why Starfleet eventually
we're getting wound up again.
I could never join Starfleet because I don't have enough trauma in my life.
You're also not a woman, so you probably.
Oh God! They won't let you in, man.
You'd have to.
I'm a black man that's got it to get. Oh.
You will never get the helm, mister.
Plus, I wear the gold color on helm.
Keith, I'm going to say this right now. Gary's already watched it. I've already watched it. Go watch the third season of Love, Death, and Robots, and you will see some amazing goddamn sci-fi. You wonder why.
It's a return of heavy metal.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Season 3 is the best season. Absolutely reminds me of heavy metal, man.
It should have, because that's what it was born out of.
Metal
you do know that.
And it's original.
But I mean, the people behind Love, Death, and Robots were originally trying to work on Heavy Metal 3.
Yep.
And
so here we go. Look, I got to wrap this show up, dude. I'm sorry.
You do. You got to wrap it up.
We're at the end. We're over by 16 minutes. This is what I was talking about earlier with it's a minute and 3 seconds long, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. Hopefully I won't get claimed I don't know if they're copywritten or who owns
You
them.
will.
I'm in New Canaan visiting my little son, and the first thing I see is the sound was off on the TV, and he's sitting in his high chair, and he was like, 2 years old, I guess, and so he looks up at the thing, and there's Chris Farley.
Again, I want to point out that this is Jim Downey was Norm Macdonald's writing partner on Weekend Update. The two of them did every single Weekend Update together.
But with the sound off, he didn't know exactly what it was. He starts laughing hysterically just at the sight of Chris Farley. And then the phone rings, and it's Mike Shoemaker from the show, who's a producer at the show. And he says, a couple things. Chris Farley's dead, and you and Norm were fired.
Wow.
And so apparently, and later, and guess what? It was like 3 years later, Norm told me, and he had never said this to me, because if it were our positions were reversed, I would have said it right away. He said, they told me like it wasn't, that they were only firing you, that I was welcome to stay. And I said, I won't do it without Downey. And so they said, okay, motherfucker, be our guest. So that's how Norm came to be fired. He went out of solidarity with me. I'm in New Canaan.
Bam, dude.
Whoa.
Bam.
I may have to start watching that between that one and Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Both those.
I watch that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I watch that all the time.
I'm sorry.
Do watch it. It's the best season so far. There were enough. Right? Yeah. I'm not happy with the Uhura casting. Yeah, I have a live lecture at 5. Yeah, we're done here, John. It's one ticket to midnight heavy metal. Yeah. Nobody does it like Sammy Hagar, man. I got here super late. That's okay, Peter Venkman, because you can rewind, watch the whole fucking thing again. Woo! You just don't get to chat with us, but you can pretend like you're chatting with us.
Oh my God! They just
we
dropped
will be back. What?
Oh, okay. Here, this is a great go out. This is Star Wars related, and it's actually game wise. So I'm going to bring this up right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Jedi Survivor.
You guys ready?
Live reaction? Cool. Let's do it.
All right. My best friend.
Can we do this and not get claimed?
Should be.
Okay.
So it's at the end, so you can cut it out.
Tell me, Cal Kestis. Why lead?
This is Fallen Order 2.
When they won't follow. Why fight? When you can't win. What is your next move, Jedi?
All right, we just got 1 minute and 14 seconds, and this is better than Obi Wan. Let me tell you something here about video games right now.
Okay, that's very good. That's really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There goes. You're closer.
All right, back to the end here. Do we have in the private chat the names? Nope, not going to worry about it. Everybody knows who they are. I want to thank you guys for showing up. All my good friends here, Dennis McCullough. It's all right. I only got here a few minutes ago myself. That's okay. Hit the rewind. I think it's a fun show. We talked about a lot of stuff. We had Matt Vader here for a while, but then he got morning sick and had to go have a baby. And yeah, you can tell him I said that, Dorknane. He got morning sick and had to go have a baby. See, hold on. What was that last one? Looks cool. I'll play. I never played it. I played some of the Star Wars games, but I don't know. I like first-person shooters and tend to stick to them. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Great episode. Thanks to the panel. Thanks, Matt Vader. Thanks, Martin. Thank you, Shinatsky. Dork Knight, and of course, my partners in crime on this show, Keith Moncrief and Fat Steven Seagal. I love doing these Fridays. It's fun. Unwind for the fucking weekend. And we'll be back tomorrow for Saturday morning fun time. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Stranger Things Season 4. So I hope everybody shows up. If not, we will miss you. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, hey, man, leave a comment. Let us know what you like and if there are things that you want us to talk about. I love your comments, man. And I do respond to every single one. Every comment. I always respond. So thanks a lot, guys. Martin, fuck you for doing that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow and then again next week. So, bye-bye.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page
and check out our
and
OnlyFans
merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. I am Cornelio.
Hi, David, Bobby. Good boy, right.
I got an erection right now. Check out our OnlyFans at www.ididitonthe.com.
Happy birthday, Christopher Lee.
Y'all come back now. You hear?